Good to be back with you again today on Hoskins Outdoors. Today we're going to be putting us a new chain on our old Stihl. Don't know how good you can see it or not, but we wore him all the way to where there ain't nothing hardly left of him. I'll get you set up here. We'll try to get this chain on here. Got your saw wrench. All you gotta do is just break these bolts loose here. Loosen up the chain tensioner. It's a warm day here in Kentucky today. It's supposed to be about 60 degrees. A couple of days it's supposed to turn off and be about 30 for a high. Make sure you lay your nuts over out of the way where it won't get lost. Make sure the chain brake here is off, because rumor has it that I once tried to put a chain on a chainsaw with the chain brake on it and had to pry it off with a screwdriver before I figured out that the chain brake was on. Make sure you get your chain pointed the right direction when you put it on. If you put it on backwards, the teeth won't cut. Put it on with the teeth facing the way you want to cut. Hopefully this chain will fit. I just bought it and I ain't never tried it before. Hope you can see alright. I ain't all that good at a cameraman. Ain't much good at much of nothing, I don't think, no more. Too old and too sick to be out working on chainsaws. sawing wood and stuff. Try to get him up here where you can see a little better. We even need to loosen up that tensor a little more. I think I'd be better at putting on a chain than what I am. I've put on probably at least over 1,000 of these in my life on different chainsaws. Guess I've wore out probably uncountable chainsaws. Probably been a good idea to get that down on there before I tried to put the chain on. This chain even fit this saw. Supposed to have a 56 and a drive link, and I only was able to get a 54. We might make her here in a few minutes. Things going pretty good around here today. That's always a bad sign though. Tighten up this tensor a little bit. They recommend you wear gloves when you put on these chains, but I've been cut so many different ways it don't matter with me anymore. Do have to loosen up this tensor a little more. I tightened him up too fast before I got the chain engaged in the sprocket. See that, get him engaged. sensor again and see if that made it work. Like I say, you'd think I'd be better at this after putting so many on in my whole life. I've been running a chainsaw since I was 5 years old. Got to turn him around a little bit and let everything get started into the notch of the bar. It's always good to turn your bar over every time you put on a new chain, as they start to wear. Always raise up on the tip of them a little bit before you tighten your two nuts. Cinch them down good and check and see if your chain turns good. Now I'll get you situated and see if you can see me saw some little bit of wood here with it. I don't make you dizzy with all this wiggling and waggling. Get up here and get focused in where I want to work at. Not forget to move this chain out of the way and that saw hitting the door of my new chain. moved on down a little bit closer. If I can make it without falling down. Get back up here to you. I hope you enjoyed our video on putting on a new chain on our old backpack saw. Until I see you again, Hoskins out.